Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to a new video. Today we have some breaking news on a couple of different fronts. We're going to be going over SingularityNET and how they're going to be shifting over to Cardano, or at least as they say, a significant portion of their platform from Ethereum to Cardano. So we'll cover this. This is some huge news. Then we also have a couple of other things. We have the SEC kick decision was just a matter of time. And we also have the CFTC charges Bitmex with illegally operating derivatives exchanges. So with that said, make sure you drop this video a like. This one's going to be quicker than usual. We'll move through it pretty quickly. And yeah, let's get into it. So US court yesterday agreed that the SEC, that Kick Interactive offered and sold securities in the US, its token Kick, without being authorized to do so. It had been a long wait for Kick followers since oral arguments ended in court on July 9th, and Kick fans have had to hold out for 83 days, hoping for a favorable decision. But one lawyer says it was inevitable. This lawyer says it was just a matter of time. In my view, there are three key points in the decision. These three key points establish what a common enterprise is, whether two sales can be considered an integrated offering of securities, and whether or not the kin cryptocurrency was itself a security. And the article goes on to basically describe how they violated basically all three of these. Yeah, as we know, guys, Kick and their kin token didn't really look all too well, right? Once all that stuff came crashing down with the SEC and their lawsuits, things weren't really looking so pretty. I never actually bought any kin token. I remember I heard of it. People were telling me to get my hands on it, but I kind of never did. I think it was a little hard to buy, and I wasn't really a big fan. I was like, all right, Kick has a token, cool. But I never really understood what it was meant for, so I never really ended up buying the token. However, I know a lot of people did. If you were a kin holder, let us know in the comments below, but I'm sure at this point there's probably not very many people still holding this token. Now, if we move on, we have the CFTC charges Arthur Hayes. Arthur Hayes is the CEO of Bitmex for illegally evading basically U.S. law. So, according to a statement released Thursday, the CFTC filed a civil enforcement action in the Southern District of New York against 5 entities and 3 individuals who allegedly own and operate the exchange. The individuals charged include Arthur Hayes, the CEO of Bitmex, as well as Ben Delo and Samuel Reed. The CFTC alleges that these individuals are owners and operators of Bitmex through a, quote, maze of corporate entities. Now, maze of corporate entities is definitely some interesting language to be used. A lot of times when people own a company, they don't necessarily own it under their first and last name. Usually they're going to be opening up a company through something like a holding company or a limited liability company. That's usually the way you do it, just so that you can kind of save your butt in case something like this happens. But for them to have a maze of corporate entities, I would love to see exactly what this maze of entities looks like. The aforementioned corporate entities, who are also cited as defendants in this case, are HDR Global Trading Limited, 100X Holding Limited, ABS Global Trading Limited, Shine Effort Inc. Limited, and HDR Global Services. The CFTC seeks disgorgement or restitution of all ill-gotten gains, civil monetary penalties, permanent trading bans, and injunctions against future violations. The commission believes that Bitmex has offered illegal leverage trading services to retail traders to the tune of $1 trillion in notional value since its inception in 2014. Despite its success, the CFTC believes that the exchange failed to take the most basic compliance procedures. These include failure to register with the commission and the lack of know your customer and anti-money laundering procedures. The U.S. Attorney for the District of New York also indicted Hayes, Delo, Reed, and Gregory Dwyer, Bitmex's head of business dev, for violating and conspiring to violate the Bank Secrecy Act. If convicted, the executives could face a maximum of 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. According to the FBI Assistant Director William Sweeney, he goes on to say one defendant went as far as to brag the company incorporated in a jurisdiction outside the U.S. because bribing regulators in that jurisdiction cost just a coconut. Thanks to the diligent work of our agents, analysts, and partners with the CFTC, the defendants will soon learn the price of their alleged crimes and will not be paid with tropical fruit, but rather could result in fines, restitutions, and federal prison time. So that is pretty insane, guys. Yeah, I'm definitely glad that I'm not in their shoes right now. Yeah, man, I mean, I know a lot of people use Bitmex. I know a lot of people like Bitmex. So we'll see what happens. But at this point, I don't think Bitmex is going to be around much longer unless they lawyer up and have some really good legal teams behind them. Moving on to probably the most exciting news of the day, we're going to be talking about AGI and SingularityNET. So the company behind the AI robot Sophia may shift a significant portion of their platform from Ethereum to Cardano. And remember, we were talking about maybe about a month or two ago, it came out, but there was talks about an ERC20 converter that could convert ERC20 tokens into basically Cardano based tokens. And now we have SingularityNet, who wants to maybe shift some of that over to Cardano. So very interesting. So SingularityNet, a decentralized marketplace for AI algorithms, is now considering moving a significant portion of its protocol and platform from Ethereum to Cardano. The switch could involve swapping one of the protocol's ERC20 AGI tokens into Cardano-based ones. They say the IOHK and SingularityNet platform teams have been seriously discussing what it would take to port a significant portion of the SingularityNet decentralized protocol and platform from Ethereum to Cardano. Final decisions and details regarding porting of a portion of the SingularityNet network to Cardano have not yet been made and will be discussed in depth with the SingularityNet community when the time is right. At the moment, joint planning and exploration are proceeding very positively. SingularityNet was launched by Hanson Robotics, the company known for developing the famous robot Sophia. So regarding the move to Cardano, Benali cites speed and cost issues with the Ethereum blockchain, as well as general uncertainty about the timeline and particulars of its next generation blockchain, Ethereum 2.0. Benali notes that a final decision regarding porting part of SingularityNet's network to Cardano has not yet been made. She praises IOHK's focus on academic rigor and says the joint planning between the two companies is proceeding very positively. Cardano's consensus mechanisms and associated algorithms and structures comprise a unique mix of rigorous theoretical grounding and practical scalability, and have now reached a level of maturity that makes it possible to port a complex blockchain application like SingularityNet to Cardano. She goes on to say that Cardano's thoroughly formalized functional programming foundations have potential to provide a rich and flexible basis for implementing advanced aspects of the SingularityNet design, but just as critically, they have strong promise to provide a secure and reliable basis for the network's operations, basic and advanced alike. So really interesting, guys. I know we have been complaining about Ethereum and how high the fees are and how it's taking, a lot longer than usual to send and everything like that. And it looks like we're not alone. Looks like SingularityNet also feels the same exact way, and they're actually going to take the steps to migrate a project as big as this to be going from Ethereum to Cardano. I think is a very, very big deal. This isn't like a shitcoin project. It's a big project with some big names and some real partnerships connected to some very big, large entities. Again, if you guys have seen my other videos on SingularityNet, I recommend you guys go and check them out. If you've seen those and you know just how big SingularityNet and their AGI token is. Very cool stuff, very interesting. We'll see, what actually happens, how big of a portion of from Ethereum to Cardano SingularityNet actually does, how that affects SingularityNet. I'm very curious to see what happens to price for this, not only for the AGI token, but also Cardano would probably definitely benefit from this as well. And this definitely also makes me feel a little more confident in my Cardano investment, as I'm sure if any of you guys are investing into Cardano and AGI, this is definitely giving us a lot more confidence in those investments. With that said, if you guys liked the video, make sure you drop it a like. If you guys could also subscribe to the channel if you like daily crypto videos where we go over Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything going on in the crypto space, and make sure you subscribe. And with that said, I will see you all on the next video. Have a great day, everybody.